Louis, you've been in business a little while and you know accounting. So what do I need to do to start my business? Glad you asked. Here are five or six things I would make sure to absolutely do, and don't skip any of them if you want to start your business successfully. First thing, know in your mind that it may take a few or a couple or one, two, three, even 5 years of struggling hard, barely making it, sleeping in your office, even possibly skipping meals before you're going to turn from working your butt off for 19 cents an hour to making $300,000 a year profit as the owner of your business. Okay. There's going to be some hard work and some serious sacrifice that goes into the process before you make that switch from somebody who's barely making it or is making it, making a little profit, to somebody who's kicking ass in the marketplace. There's usually a 2 to 3 year curve they taught me in business school, from where you go to the point of working for pennies and making your contacts and doing your networking and learning and meeting more people till you get to the point where you're really profitable, making big boy money or big girl money in the marketplace. Do about 2 3 years. So just budget yourself that you're going to have some hard years. You're going to work your ass off. You're maybe even overwork the first 3 years or so, and then you're going to see that thing curve where all of a sudden your revenue is going to go way up. You're going to learn to cut your expenses down, and your word of mouth, as well as your reviews and your advertising, start kicking into a point that you're going to be making big money. Okay. But first, don't expect it to come on day one. Know that this is a process and it takes time to become profitable in pretty much any business. I'll give you one more tidbit before I shut down this video so I can keep it concise and brief. What are the two highest overhead, most difficult for that reason businesses to run in the United States? I got your answer. That's farms and restaurants. Farms slash ranches and restaurants have the most overhead to profit ratio and are therefore financially, accounting, tax wise, money wise, the two most difficult to run and run profitably businesses in the United States. It is not easy to run a restaurant. It is not easy to run a farm or a ranch. The equipment costs on a farm or a ranch are through the roof. The food and employee costs for a restaurant are through the roof. The profit margins can be very thin, and they're both pretty competitive fields. This is why I would never discourage you from going into the business you're choosing. I would just say know the facts. In fact, I'll give you one more tidbit. Research the business climate of the specific business you're trying to do in the specific area you're trying to do it in. And I'll tell you exactly how. The Small Business Administration taught me when I first made Marchman Accounting and LLC in 2020 during COVID, because since 2016, it had just been a book of loosely held clients. And in 2020, I made my marketing strategy, my business plan, set formation, my LLC, limited liability company with the Secretary of State, and my employer identification number with the IRS. So made it a real business, right? In 2020, I did that because I saw what was going on with COVID. I was laid off from a job. I had free time. I was scared. I needed money. And I realized the whole country was going to need help getting their stimuluses. And I knew I was the guy that could do it. So that's why I took my little loosely held book of clients and turned it into a real full-fledged business right then during COVID. And I pulled the trigger and I overworked and I did all the things I mentioned. And it worked out really well to where I've sold the business twice and I'm now rebuilding it a third time. So that's my advice on that. A few other things you need to have to go into business are the ones I mentioned that I had. You need to have an employer identification number. You get that by going to IRS.gov and filling out the EIN request application. It's free, $0. Okay. You need to form a limited liability company or whatever legal structure you're forming as with your Secretary of State in whatever state you're in. That usually costs 50 to 80 to 100 bucks. Colorado's 50 bucks. Some states it's 100 bucks. Okay. Another thing you need to have for a new business plan slash marketing strategy. I'd say at least do your 25-page plus business plan. But if you're smart, you also do a executive marketing strategy plan. So what that means, your business plan is, this is what we do. This is how we do it. You can get a lot of templates out there on Microsoft Word and other places, templates where you can fill in the info, and it's going to give you the questions to help you come to the answers. So you can write your 25-page business plan pretty easily that way. I can give you some links to some of those, hopefully, if I can remember them. I'll pull them up and get them in the description eventually. You got to have customers. If you're not making customer money, you don't have a business. So you got to have marketing, you got to have advertising strategy, you got to have a plan to how am I going to get to be from this guy in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, a man that's no one's heard of in a town that's no one's heard of, to a guy who's doing business all around the country from home. You know, it's going to take marketing. It's going to take word of mouth. Hey, Katie, what's up? In in uh, in accounting, the biggest way we grow is by word of mouth, by referrals. So what I did is I enacted a policy that if you bring me a client and they bring returns to me, I'll hook you up with money off your return. So if you come get your $300 tax return done with me, and then you bring your friend Jill and she does 3 of them, I'm gonna give you $50 for each of the 3 she brought. So now your $300 tax return is only $150. And that's how I could get around the legality of it and make sure it was legal and ethical to do a bonus structure for tax returns, because there's a lot of legality around. I hope I gave you enough, not too much, and didn't go on too long, but I probably did none of the 3. We'll see. You guys let me know, right? Hit me up with a comment or something. Let me know, because I've been making these videos today and I'm going to be making a lot more. I've got some plan. I got a document. I'm going to hit all these different topics. This is the 3rd one. I haven't uploaded any of them yet. So expect me to be hitting the Louis Summerfield YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram perhaps, and definitely the Marchman Accounting YouTube with all these videos. I'm gonna start giving you guys all the info I know. I'm giving it to you free because I love you. Peace. All right, Kat, what do you need? Your food's right there. What do you want? What do you want? What do you need, buddy? Happy Mother's Day weekend, guys. Peace.